Thank you for friends over there at Righteous Felon. Sitting upstairs just thinking of something to do to liven things up and change things. Not liven, but just change things a little bit and add to the podcast a little bit and add to some social media stuff. That's where this all kind of gets going on YouTube and everything. But got thinking about, and I don't even know if it's been done a million times, but I'd like to do this thing called What If. I'm going to come up weekly on Sundays or Mondays or Saturdays, wherever I remember to do it, about a what if in the world of sports. What if this happened? What if that happened? What if Wayne Gretzky didn't get traded in 1988? How many Stanley Cups did the Oilers win? What if Tom Brady doesn't go? What if Drew Bledsoe doesn't get hurt? Does Tom Brady get a shot? What if? What if? What if? What if? And the first one I'm going to do this week, so a lot of what ifs that could happen, and hypotheticals, and just imagines, and things like that. So it'll be a little bit fun. We'll have some fun with it on social media and on the notes on the underneath the YouTube page and everything else. But what if? What if? And the one that I'm going to start off with, I've been a bit down on the Yankees for since they got bowed out gracefully to the eventual American League champion Toronto Blue Jays. But I've been down on the Yankees. I want to get a little bit more positive. I'm not back together with them yet. We're still on a hiatus, but get to some positive about the New York Yankees. And let's start with a very simple. What if Derek Jeter never wore pinstripes, was never drafted in the 5th round by the Yankees? What if he would have went first overall to the Astros, who had the first pick that year? The story goes, I don't know the truth to it, but Hal Newhouser, I think the scout for the Yankees at that time, he wanted to he wanted the Astros to take Jeter, but Houston said no because he was too expensive. They wanted a $1 million signing bonus. They took Phil Nevin instead. Nevin had himself a pretty good career in the major leagues, and then Montreal balked on him, Cleveland balked on him, Baltimore balked on him, and then eventually he did go to the Yankees. I think that was the order that it went. But so what happens in 1992 if they don't draft Derek Jeter? What happens? What happens if Houston takes him? Do they stop do they stop in 96 or stop their World Series drought in 96? Is there Mariano? Because remember, Mariano almost got traded to the Mariners. Is there, obviously there's no core 4, but do those other deals happen? Is there a Paul O'Neill? Is Paul O'Neill on the US broadcast now? Like, does Joe Torre have this Hall of Fame career? Remember, he bounced around the major leagues a long time. So what if Derek Jeter never got drafted by the Yankees? Just what if? What happens? Is there 5 World Series? I don't know. Is baseball, it is a team game. Does one man make that big of a difference? It must, or does it? I don't know. Like, it's just an interesting little conversation. What does, like, let's say he goes to the Expos. Because remember that Expos team in 94 was when the strike happened. They were fantastic. What happens if he ends up there with Larry Walker and those guys? Like, what happens? All those things that Jeter era brought. Is that new building across the street? Is it built? Is there money? Remember how bad the Yankees were? They were bad. Do they move? There was those rumors they were going to be moving to Jersey. I can't remember what the exact time frame of that was. But Steinbrenner was nuts. Is there a Cashman? Probably not. Because Cashman started out as an intern back then. What if the Yankees don't get the chance to draft Derek Jeter at number 5? They took Phil Nevin instead. What's it do to the Houston Astros, who were abysmal for years after that? They didn't get rolling until about 2015. Yeah, they went to a World Series. They had the killer bees with Biggio and Bagwell. They had some pretty good teams, but they were awful. What if Phil Nevin doesn't go first overall and Derek Jeter does? Because of $1 million. You think about it, because of $1 million. $1 million was all it took to scare them away. It's a good question to ask. Anyways, there's the first what if of the week. Make sure we'll have some fun with this on the social media. Make sure you comment underneath what you think, and then we'll get this out there and have some fun with what if over the weeks to come. And if you have some what ifs that you want to talk about, send them to me. We'll talk about those and some different what ifs in the upcoming weeks. I think we have a lot of fun with this. So what if on the 1420 Sports Bar podcast, 4 Beer Sports Talk, and a whole lot more. It's a lot of fun. Back-to-back days, going to get a lot more shows out there. Talked about it last week. We'll start maybe a few times a week, and then we'll start seeing what we can do. Got some different things going on. Anyways, heading out to see Mom right away here in Fort McLeod. I haven't seen her for a couple of weeks. Yeah, about 2 weeks. Bernie the dog's really been keeping me busy, so don't have a lot of free time if I sneak down here. He comes down here once in a while, not a whole bunch. Bernie's he likes to sit upstairs, and he's getting very, very comfortable. Now he jumps into bed at night with I don't have a place to sleep half the time. Old Burn, baby Burn. What does Bernie Williams' career look like? What if? What do all those guys' careers look like? Are they all Hall of Famers because they won a bunch? Who knows? What if? What if Derek Jeter wasn't drafted by the New York Yankees and he was drafted by the Houston Astros? That's a big what if here on the 1420 Sports Bar podcast. For Beer Sports, talking a whole lot more. Thank you, everybody, for listening. We appreciate all the support you give us on a daily basis here at the Sports Bar and everything else. But that's it. Another edition of the show. So remember, everybody, doesn't matter where you are. It's who you're with. Enjoy the show. Enjoy your week. And we will talk to y'all really soon. Cheers, and have yourselves a great rest of your Sunday. Bye. Thanks for tuning in to the 1420 Sports Bar podcast. For Beer and Sports, talking a whole lot more, brought to you by SeatGeek. Go to bellyupsports.com for the best of sports articles and podcasts. Subscribe to our YouTube channel or wherever it is you get your podcast. Let's get in.